Hi, this is Basil Green, and welcome to one of my mini teachings and videos that I've put together. Today, I just want to focus on talking to you about two important values that you need to keep at the top of your mind in your workplace. So, head on over to the next part, and you will hear me speaking. There will be a picture over it, and then I will be speaking over the picture. This is a very important thing for you to understand, whether you're an employee or a leader in the workplace or somebody that is aspiring to go and start working. So head on over and I'll see you at the end. Okay, we've come to the main part of this video lesson, and two values that I'm going to put in front of you today is that you need to keep at the top of your mind every day at work. Number one, it includes the value of an employee and the value of a customer or a client. Now, the reason why I did this was because I wrote a blog post, and you can go onto my blog and read a blog post about how to go up when there are people trying to pull you down. And then I've also put together a podcast regarding stuff that happens at work. The blog post is a general thing. Then the podcast has got to do with work, and then the video also has to do with work, especially if you're working in a place where you do sales and customer service a lot, and all of that is intertwined in a business where you're trying to generate a profit. Now, the problems could be in any place. It could be a system problem, it could be an IT problem, it could be a training problem, it could be your marketing problem, it could be a problem with leadership, it could be problems with the employee, it could be problems where you've identified something that is complex as well. But at the end of the day, you are the one that needs to identify where the actual problem lies, and with the employee trying to do their work, but they are not able to push out their work. Now, at the end of the day, you have to suss this out yourself. Now, my example here that I've put together is based on a product or a service that you are rendering, and that product or service cost 100 Rand per month. So that's the lifetime value of an employee is based on that 100 Rand. Now, I'm only going to do it for 12 months. Why? Because we also have to put into or factor into place that products also increase. Some may increase by 10%, 20%, 30%, 35%. So it's going to be long if I have to do like that. So I decided that I'm going to go into just 1 year, but you also have to keep in mind the lifetime value of a customer. So here is the person that's spending 100 Rand at your organization. They're spending a year. Now there is a customer, an employee that is working. Now let's just say that employees are working in a call center. So, but most service-orientated businesses also operate like this. But in a call center, we have a higher volume of customers that we are able to reach. So let's just say the employee is unable to reach 50 people every single day. And now I'm just being generous with this number because at the end of the week, it's 250, Monday to Friday. And for the whole month, it's 1,000. Now, my calculation is based on a 20% average, where 20% of customers decide they are never going to go back to the company because the company could not reach that customer to get hold of that customer so that we can service that customer. That happens for a whole year. My calculation says that you as an organization will lose 2,880,000 rand. Now, maybe your organization has 10 other different products that the customer could have bought. Maybe you could have cross-sell the customer for 100 Rand product, then upsell the customer for a 200 Rand product. So if the customer says yes to the cross-selling product at 100 Rand, you bag another 2,880,000. And these are people, it's one customer, it's one employee servicing these 200 people that we could not reach. Remember that the numbers based on the 200 people, the 20% of that 1,000 people that we decided we're not going to reach. It's our choices that we are making at work that is causing us to lose out on these customers. Now, there's 1,000 we never reach, but 200 decided that month they're never going to do business with the organization. And then at the end of the year, you find when you're doing your books, you've lost so much potential money. Now, the example is based on you having these customers in your funnel. They are spending money, and because of the service that you are rendering, or because of the way they are being treated, they're not being reached by that employee. Why? Because of all these different factors at work. Now you have to decide how you're going to identify this factor. You have to do a rigorous or your due diligence as you are trying to identify why the company is not making the money that it's positioned to make, or we desire to make. Now, remember, cross-sell at 100 Rand is 2,880,000. Then the upsell at 200 Rand is 5,760,000 Rand. Now, that 20% per day average, now I'm being generous, I know that, but this is just an example for you as an organization to decide, as a leader to decide what are you doing. And this is just one department. Remember, it's based on one employee missing that pool of customers. And in a call center, we have the ability to reach a lot of people. But other businesses, if your model is also the same, because you can phone out. I've worked for a company where I was phoning out and we were able to reach a lot of customers. So it wasn't a call center, but they had a department where there was a person doing telesales, and I was that person required to do that. Now, your 20% average per day out of that 1,000 per month will end up at 11,520,000 Rand we are potentially losing if we are part of this business. Now, you have to think about it. And at the end of the day, leaders might get into trouble. You also have to factor in salaries, that employee's salary, but that employee is not the only person that's receiving that salary. You are also investing in the leaders and all other things in the business. Now, you are losing money if you do not identify this problem, and if you are not sorting out this problem. And this is why I am saying these are two values you must keep at the top of your mind every day at work. Why? Because of the potential for you to lose a lot of revenue, a lot of money, and that money could employ another team of 20 agents. It could employ 2 team leaders, and it could also employ a manager, and you'll still be left with change. So think about the possibility of also hindering other people to grow. Thank you for listening to this video. I still have a section at the back that you can read or you can listen to And remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're watching this on YouTube, or go to my YouTube channel if you're not watching this on YouTube. I hope this lesson was good for you. I hope you were able to identify something that you can go and work on in your organization, whether small or big. You can go and do this. And remember, this example is based on a call center, but it can be adapted to any kind of business as well. So go out there, do well in your company. We are experiencing a pandemic, but you can still do the right thing and create jobs, because if you're losing money, you cannot employ people to actually increase the business. And other departments are affected because they can't increase as well. Imagine you got a group of 20 agents and 2 team leaders and a manager, and you're still able to employ other people in other departments to service this pool of customers. And this is just based from one employee. Potential of one employee changing the business. I know it seems far-fetched, but this is the value of an employee and the value of a customer. Now that employee also is servicing the team leaders, servicing the managers, even though the managers are also investing in that person. At the end of the day, if there's a problem, the CEO of the company will be in trouble because he or she has to manage that system that is supposed to be generating a profit for the shareholders or the partners or the owners or the investors of the business. So let us sit down, think. If you're not a CEO, you still have to think about this because you could be creating jobs or hindering people from getting employed, and you could be destroying somebody's company. That person may have invested millions. Just look at a team, how much money it costs for a team to be put together. Bless you. Okay, you've just watched that short lesson that I put together for you, and I thank you just for taking the time to look into it. I hope you go and you think about it. You make sure that you do what the video says, the lesson says. You heard my voice over the picture, and I am grateful that I'm able to do something like this here for you. So all of the stuff that I put together today was influenced by a blog article that I posted on my website. The link to my website is below. There are other blog articles as well. The article's name was How to Go Up in Life When People Try to Pull You Down. And then you can also go on to my podcast. I put something together that ties into what I just went through today. And that's a podcast episode. I named it Your Seat Has Been Paid For. So take advantage of the opportunity. So thank you for coming on board today. We are going to continue the conversation on my other platforms. Just feel free to subscribe to this YouTube channel and share the stuff that I've just shared with you today. Use it at work. Grow your life. This is Basil Green speaking, and I thank you again for taking the time to go through the lesson. Until next time, goodbye.